So nature maneo tano we mark na. Was the powers of Marchitan and Takan, Gary Besaw and Suisia. The totem no yo wasa. The Pacman Kikatim. So my relatives. My name is Gary Besaw, and I serve on our Menominee tribal legislature. And I was given tobacco, given that them all, to come here today and to speak with our relatives. The nominees come forward and we know what we need to do. So what we're going to be talking about, like you've heard from others so far, is on what needs to happen to protect our community. One of the things that happened earlier during this pandemic is my older brother, Macatalquan, had contracted the illness in his family. I gave him that proper way. I gave him that natnamal and asked him, can you come forward and can you talk? Can you let the people know? It's more important when you hear it directly from someone who has gone through this. I would ask that he now speak to us, to our community.
No, well, Myron, we just like my little brother said here, we were talking a long time, and he really helped me out along with a lot of my other relatives, a lot of our people. It was really a tough time for me because I was stricken by COVID-19, coronavirus, and so was my wife. My two sons, Chikwas and Kinomekwan, and my daughter, Wawasmokwa. And so I was dealing with all of that, worrying about my family, but also hearing about all my relatives and our people all over that were getting struck with this sickness that come around here. And I was told by my elders, just like my little brother tells me, our elders spoke to us and told us we weren't supposed to be afraid of anything, no sickness, anything that come upon us. We were supposed to try to help one another out. And when we do things like this, we stay stronger. And so I was trying to do that, but it was a struggle because my wife, her name is Beneshiwa Gijigukwe in the Ojibwe language, but her English name is Doris, and she got hit harder than I did. And I was really pretty sick, but her life was on the line. And I prayed for her, just like my little brother said. We use that nitnama, and I was putting that out night and day for her, praying for her. And it was hard because I couldn't go by her. I was told to stay away, and she was away from me for a whole month. I couldn't be by her. I couldn't help her. And I have things that I can do to help her to fight that sickness, and I couldn't get that to her. And one of the old ways I was told by my helper was to use my eagle fan because it has medicine on it. Well, I couldn't even do that because they wouldn't let me in by my wife. So I couldn't help her, and that really hit me hard. I was sick. And then I received calls about some of my other relatives and friends that were also being struck by this sickness. And when I'd put out my tobacco, I'd think about all of those once. Not thinking about myself, but my little brother here, along with a lot of my other relatives, kept calling me and they said, "Hey, you gotta take care of yourself too." And I never even worried about that. I never thought about that. But I wanna tell my relatives here today, those of you that there's people out there today that think they can't get that. They think they're immune to it. No, you're not. And I thought that way. I thought as long as we stay home and we do what we're told, we stayed home, wore masks, washed our hands, stayed out of public places as much as we could. Of course, we had to go get our groceries and such, but we tried to follow the rules and do all those things, and we still got struck down with that. So it's out there, and I don't think anybody's immune to that. And I just want to warn you, is because it's really really bad. And when my wife gets better, she wants to talk to people about it because it struck our nervous system, our muscles, our joints. It affected our lungs. We couldn't breathe, and I'll tell you, about 4 nights right in a row, I only got 8 hours sleep in them 4 nights because I couldn't lay down. I couldn't breathe, and I stayed home. I didn't go to the hospital. A lot of people told me I should have went to the hospital, but I didn't because I had the way like again I refer to my elders, the way I was brought up. I protect my family, and so I had to stay home for my children. I couldn't be in a hospital along with my wife. My wife was in a hospital, and all this while she was in an induced coma, and so they had her that way for a whole month. I didn't see her, or she didn't see her children, and her children didn't see her. So it put a strain on the family. And today now, I walk with a cane. I have to use a cane. And so I'm trying to warn everybody to try to follow the rules and do what's being asked of you. To wear a mask, to wash your hands, to stay out of these public places as much as you can, and to stay away from social gatherings. There's no need for that right now. There's another time you can do that. But we really went through a lot, and it was a living nightmare. That's what it was. And that's why I come here to tell you is that, yes, it is important to wear a mask. Yes, it is important to clean your hands, to stay clean. Yes, it is good to sanitize your home constantly. And to be careful. Don't go out and socialize in crowds. It's really not good. And it's just like we found out. So that's why I'm telling everybody, you have to be careful. You have to be patient. And there's ways we got that we can fight this sickness. So that's why I'm here to help support all of you, all the Menominee people, and all our native people all over. Whoever sees this, that yes, you do have to wear a mask. You should wear one for your own protection and for the protection of all your relatives and all your people. You should do that. And before I end, I just wanted to say I'm very grateful to all my relatives and all my friends that helped me. They just don't know what they did for me. It was really hard because I couldn't help my wife, and I could barely help my children. And I had 3 other daughters that wanted to come by me from up north, and they couldn't. I told them to stay away, and that was the hardest thing, to tell my own children to stay away. But I was trying to protect them. So I just wanted to say that to all my relatives and all my people that helped me. And I had people all over this US of A calling and telling me they were praying for us. People that sent help to us. I'm thankful for all that. I don't know how I'm ever going to repay it. But I'll always be there for my relatives. I'll always be there for my friends and my people. So that's what I'm here to tell you is about.
Right now, there's over 100 positives in Menominee Reservation, Menominee County, with over 90 of them positives Menominee. There have been 8 that have been hospitalized. They estimate almost 1,500 natives in the state of Wisconsin have contracted this virus, and 17 of those have died. We need to take this serious. Menominee have always taken care of each other. We've lived through tuberculosis, through smallpox, through many things brought upon us. Right now, we're dealing with this coronavirus. And it's said because we have heart disease, because we have diabetes, some of these other illnesses, that it's harder on us. So we asked, are we doing something about it? For right now, we have to do what we're told. The old timers said, sometimes them spirits or your ancestors, they'll come riding on the shoulder of one of your friends or of a guest, and they'll come and they'll see you. They'll come up to you, and they'll see how you treat them, because they want to know, do we treat them well? They're testing us to see if we're still Menominee in our hearts. They're making sure we treat people well, take care of them. Well, the way you do that right now is you wear a mask. You stay distant from them. You don't go party and spread that so these elders and these others get it and pass on, or have all of these debilitating things to their heart, into their lungs, into other parts of their body that are the aftermath of getting this disease. So I ask you, as a tribe, as a community, to stand up and be healthy and to have consideration for others. This is our time. And remember, in our way, if you can do it, you do it. You look after each other. So I thank all those on the ICC, Dr. Slagle, Ben Warrington, our administration, our tribal legislature, those who have stepped forward to speak, and of course, Gina and Gary Dodge for helping record these and work with this, and all those others. We thank them for stepping forward and doing their part. I thank you all, and I wish you well, and I wait for a time when we can say, we all did our part, and now it's over. Someday we hope that will be there.
Just like my little brother said here, we want all these good things for all our people. In our language, they say, "Waiski pamatsewan," that good life. That's what we want. But to do this now, we all have to battle. We all have to come together and battle this sickness and do the best that we can. So I thank you for listening to my little brother and myself, and to all the people that are stepping forward to help the best that they can. And I ask that you take these words and that you listen to them and try to do that. We're not being bossy. We're trying to help. And we ask that you do it for your families, for your relatives, and for your friends. We all work together. We'll all be strong again. So I say matchwawanan to all of you. And I thank my relatives for thinking about me to come and talk to you to help you this way. Now, natanoy makna kane.
Wow. No way.